healthy. Welcome to the GFS gallery. Really great to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Welcome to a new video. Just got back from a couple of trips abroad. I was in Lisbon. You may have seen the Nature Aquarium video from the Foresters Submersis, that huge Nature Aquarium by Takashi Amano. And then I was in Denmark for a few days. And now we're back here, ready to maintain the scapes. The scapes only look good if we maintain them, right? So I thought I'd show you guys how we maintain this Oase Highline 175, home to my Malawi Cichlid Aquascape. You can check out the playlist of how this was created. And really simple. There's no plants to prune, there's no liquid fertilizers to add, there's no CO2 to keep on top of. It's just literally clean the aquarium glass, clean the filter, the Oase Biomaster Thermo 350 pre-filter, and do a big water change. This is the last thing we always do as part of the maintenance process. So I'll take you through how we do all of that, explain what we're doing, why we're doing it, and then we'll end up with some cinematic footage right at the end for you to enjoy. The fish at the moment are a little bit shy. I've got the studio light beaming huge amounts of light down and they're not used to it. So they keep nipping in and out of their little rock crevices there. But I'm sure once we turn that off and we just focus on the lighting for the aquarium, they'll come out and hopefully show off, and they're looking really great. The colours are amazing. I'm so impressed with them. Absolutely love these fish. So I hope you enjoy this video, guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you do, and drop me a comment below. Which is your favourite fish? Is it the males with the blue and the kind of stripes, or is it the yellow females? Always interested to know what you think. So first thing I'm going to do is clean the glass. Real simple. Use the Dechlorinator, my favourite algae cleaning tool from glass. We can do this while the aquarium's running, no problem. What this does dislodges the algae. The algae will then get circulated around the water and then sucked in by the filter. It hopefully gets stuck in the pre-filter, which we then rinse off, and therefore we're just removing all of this organics from the aquarium. Now, we don't actually mind algae on the rocks. It's a natural food source for these fish, and actually I think it makes the aquascape look a little bit more natural with the algae coating. It's changing from a brown to a green coating, which looks a lot more attractive, I think. And another thing we need to do is also just give the gravel, the sand, a bit of a disturb, and hopefully any kind of collected fish waste lifted up into that water and also removed by the filter and or the water change. So top tip, when I'm cleaning the glass, I look down this edge here and you can really see any algae build up quite easily and see if you've removed it. Now the tank is quite tall. It's a 50 centimetre high tank, and I think it's on a 90 or even a metre tall cabinet. So I'm just over 6 feet tall, 184 centimetres. So I'm on my tiptoes right now, getting to the bottom of the tank. So if you are shorter than me, you might need to use a step ladder with this particular aquarium model. But I do like the way it's quite tall. It's a great tank for viewing when you're walking past it. Next job is to do the water change. So I am going to siphon out as much water as I can without harming the fish. So we'll probably leave about this much water in the bottom. To do that, I use a external filter inlet. This is from an Oase filter. I've got some thick-walled clear hose here, which I bought off, I think it was eBay or Amazon, I can't remember which. And just hook that over there like so. And then attach our hose. It just pushes on, it's a nice fit. And the reason I like thick-walled hose is so it doesn't kink. And I like it being clear. We can actually physically see the water coming out as well. Get our other end of the hose, and then I'm just going to nip into my back garden and then suck on that really hard, and then it will drain out the water, ready for our water change. So I'm going to turn the filter off now, otherwise the filter can run dry if it sucks in air. Okay, we've come to the end of the water change now. We can see we've probably changed about 80% of the water there. Massive water changes like this are a little bit controversial. Like the old school fish keepers would say, oh, you know, you're going to upset the balance, things like this. But if you think about it, virtually all of the beneficial bacteria is either in the substrate, the rocks, or the filter. By changing the water, you're not going to disturb the bacterial balance. My water is very hard already, so the alkalinity is going to be high. So it's very likely that the water pH and other parameters are going to be very stable. The benefits that a water change brings absolutely outweigh the benefits of it not being changed. Diluting waste organics, diluting the buildup of hormones, etc. from the fish, more oxygen with fresh water, just everything is fresher and cleaner and more of a healthy environment. You're diluting nitrates. There's no nitrate removal from plant growth here, except maybe a tiny amount from the algae growth. I am feeding the fish quite heavily, so we need to dilute those waste organics as well with the water changes. And this is why I like to do these huge water changes in this aquarium, ideally twice a week. Okay, next step is to get the end of the hose that we use to siphon out. Now we get this end here and we attach it to a submersible pump here. This is rated at 1,000 litres per hour. That fits on there perfectly. This is then fixed to the bottom of my bucket, and then what we do is we turn the pump on. The end of this hose is connected to the aquarium, just where we siphoned it out from. So switch the hose on, and then simultaneously we switch the taps on, and we run the taps at the same speed and at the same temperature that's required to fill the aquarium up. So the water's being pumped out of this bucket and filled up at the same time. So ideally what we do is actually get this hose here and attach it directly to here. I don't have the right fitting, and I quite like this way of being able to monitor the temperature with my hands. I'm quite experienced and I know exactly how much to turn the taps on and off to get the right balance. So this is now pumping out at the same rate it's filling in, and eventually the aquariums fill up with nice fresh water. Now what we do need to do now is dechlorinate the water. So just a couple of capfuls of sea chem prime straight in the bucket, and that'll be fine. My chlorine level isn't that high in my tap water anyway, but just in case. So I'm just filling that water, making sure it's the correct temperature, making sure the bucket's not emptying too much. If it's filling up too much, that's not a problem, it's just going to fill into the sink, and it's better to have it overfilling than underfilling. So that's absolutely fine. Let's go and check on the tank. So you can see there on the right, the water's filling up nicely. And whilst that's filling up, I can now change the Oase Biomaster Thermo pre-filter. Super easy to do. We have a special sliding drawer here. We can slide the filter out and then release right hand clip first and the left hand clip. Take out the pre-filter here. So now it's a case of cleaning our pre-filter sponges. So this we've just removed from the Biomaster filter. There's a couple of clips that we just press in there and it just slides out. And here we have our sponges. Now we can clean these in running tap water. These are purely mechanical media. We don't rely on these for biological filtration, so it doesn't matter if you use running tap water which might have chlorine in, that's no problem. Give them the rinse out. Now what I did want to show you was I brought out some carbon pre-filter sponges. So I'm actually going to use these. These are going to make the water super clear. And we can slide that on like so. That's ready to fit back to our filter. Okay, ready to refit our pre-filter. Super simple. Line up the keyway, lock it off there, lock this here, push it back, and that is the filter maintained. Really easy, and this is why it's one of my favourite filters of all time, just because it's so simple to maintain. Now we can switch the filter on and the heater. The Oase Biomaster Thermo does come with an integral heater as well. Final touch, just to give the Glass are clean with some non-toxic window cleaner. Get rid of any watermarks. There's a few air bubbles on the inside of the glass. That'll clear up overnight. And then by the morning, the water should be absolutely crystal clear, especially with the use of this new carbon. Looking really good. I love this system. It's a Oase Highline 175. Really high quality. Pleasure to work with. Not forgetting the Kessil A160 WE Tuna sun as well. Really beautiful light for this aquarium. Running it at the moment, it's on full power and 9,000 Kelvin. There we have it. The Malawi Cichlid Aquascape is fully maintained. Hopefully it shows you how easy it was and nothing complicated, how great the filter is, how easy that was to maintain, and just how lovely the whole system is, from the lighting with this glitter line effect through to the nice finish of the aquarium itself. Beautiful cabinet with a sliding shelf for the filter as well. Love the fish as well. So before I finish, I will give you a cinematic sequence at the end. If you did enjoy this film, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Which fish do you prefer? The females, which are the yellows, or the males, which are the kind of bluey, blacky ones? There's like an alpha male in there, a dominant male, which is super colourful, and I think I'm going to use him for the photo, for the thumbnail. So we've nicknamed him Big Al, and yeah, just love it. Proper fish tank. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. You take care. Keep on scaping.